Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. Happy Labor Day weekend. This is kind of an emergency video because we have one of the biggest launches of 2025, one of the most hyped up projects, and you can still buy it or trade it in the perpetuals if you know how to do it. So we're going to talk about that. And for me, I'm probably going to buy some. I'm setting up my Hyperliquid account right now, but I'm getting ready to short this thing because I think it's going to be a lot of hype. A lot of insiders are involved with it. They're going to take their profits just like normally. Even if it's a good project, it normally dumps. Then you can buy the bottom and hold on to it if you're bullish. So I'm going to prepare to short that dump. All right. Before we dive into it, let's talk about the markets. Right now, this whole weekend, things have just been going a little bit up with low liquidity. I've made about 3 different shorts, done okay because the market's not moving that much. But the projects that have, ran hard, I went ahead and scalped them and shorted them. If you have an interest, we'll talk about that at the end of this video. So here's the deal, guys. I just did a video that I want to bring to your attention. Right now, there is a whole new movement in crypto. Now, a lot of people don't want to hear this about their favorite tokens or the Dino tokens, but most projects, guys, for the last 14 years have been set up just to take advantage of retail. Heck, even insiders that aren't part of a certain project, you don't have much chance. The VCs got huge allocations. These projects came out, they're already at 10 billion market cap. The VCs the insiders, the VCs, the companies, the founders, they've all dumped on us. And then something like Caspa came out, which more of a fair launch. But now there's a whole different movement for projects that actually make money and have a flywheel. Now, I'm not going to dive into it, but I'll leave this video that I just created down below and in the box at the very end. Watch the video, guys. It explains it more because no matter what people tell you, in my opinion, I don't think a project that doesn't make money is going to last past the speculation. I don't know of any investment that doesn't make people money to feed an ecosystem or whatever it needs to feed that's going to be a long-term good investment. Right now, it's an early market and speculation. But the projects that are doing well are like Hyperliquid that make a ton of money. There's a flywheel. They're buying back their projects. And you can stake them. I mean, it's all positive. Some of them have 2 or 3 different flywheels. And when it comes to these stablecoin projects like the ones we're about to talk about, guys, they make so much money. They're constantly buying back their tokens. Now, it reminds me of like Mantra. You know how Mantra ran before it looks like a rug pull? They were buying back their tokens, but they weren't doing it with profits. They were manipulating the market, but look how it ran. If you have a project like the one we're going to talk about, or the 2 we're going to talk about, guys, they're going to be constantly making so much money. They're just buying back their token, buying back their token, buying back their token. So they may do extremely well. Now, one other thing before I dive into this launch is I'm concerned for the people that hodl of projects, which I've made a video and I'll leave that at the end, projects that have companies that are going to go public. I could be wrong because this is new territory. There's not a lot of people that even understand the conversation I'd like to have. But I don't see how a token can be worth, $50 billion. And then the company that makes the money off of that token being worth $50 billion as well. So I believe, say 5 years from now, the utility tokens, for example, that are being used to create services like for, say, Ripple, which Ripple makes all the money and XRP makes almost no money to feed its ecosystem, that value is probably going to transfer over to the stock of Ripple and R3 Quarter and companies like Circle, etc., etc. So anyway, I didn't mean to get off on that rant, but let's talk about it. The WLFI token is going to be one of the top, or at least probably for the next year, one of the top stable coins. Now, I don't just make that up, but you've got USDT, which is a powerhouse, and we're going to talk about its own blockchain that it created. USDT is going to be hard to catch. However, USDC has people like BlackRock, JP Morgan, Bank of Mellon, and Coinbase pushing it. So the odds are, I think it's going to be neck and neck, and probably in 5-10 years, USDC will be the hottest stablecoin. But this stablecoin has came out of the blocks faster than almost any stablecoin outside of those two. To give you an example, the RLUSD Ripple stablecoin, at the same time of its launch, it's at about a 500 billion market cap. It's really less than that. But this one is at 2.5 billion. That's a 5 or 6x bigger in the same time frame, to show you how well this project is. And this token, that stablecoin is going to make money, and they're going to be buying back the WLFI token. But again, guys, they're going public next year, so I don't know how that will work out. But it will be one of the companies to watch to see what the future is probably going to look like. Okay, this token is looking to challenge like Solana and Tron, because they have the most adoption of stablecoins. That's why they make so much money. I would say they're trying to challenge Ethereum, but they run on Ethereum, so Ethereum will benefit. Now, the PayPal token's doing extremely well, but this is the fastest growing stablecoin that's been launched outside of USDC and USDT, which was launched many, many years ago. So something to think about. Now, that being said, guys, I want you to think about something. Projects that make money and keep buying back their tokens are going to do extremely well, and you can stake it. Some of these have 2 or 3 flywheels that feed the ecosystem. See, the older tokens weren't set up for me and you to make money. Realistically, the value's just speculation. And I know I can hear the crying now by the misinformation of people wanting to tell you that a stablecoin or a project that doesn't make any money, all the money's going to run over their rails and they're going to take over. And you know who I'm talking about. But it's not going to happen. I just don't see the value. But Plasma is a project that USDT and Binance and some other big players got together and created their own rails. They're pretty much agnostic. Anything can hook into their platform and use USDT. And think about it, guys, 0 fees. But they're going to take their money and they're going to reward token holders. They're going to buy back their project. And guys, it hasn't really been fully launched. It's hard to buy. You can only buy it right now on BingX and LBank. But I would say everyone's going to end up listing this project. Maybe not because of Binance, which is weird. Binance hasn't listed it, and they literally are behind it with USDT. So take a look at Plasma and World Liberty. And I'm definitely going to short World Liberty Finance as long as I can figure out how to use Hyperliquid platform. I'm running behind setting all that up, but I think that's going to be a good play. But I do think that it's going to be a good project, and I find it hard to believe the Trump family is going to rug pull again like they did on the meme coins. You know, the world's watching, and I really do believe they're honest family. They're not here for us to make money, but if we can ride their coattails, you know, it's all good. Now, that being said, guys, you know, a lot of people are saying that we're not even going to have altcoin season. Some people are saying it's going to be extended. I don't know, but I know for me that I've been doing extremely well shorting. And I think I have one of the best shorting courses on the planet. I short when things pump. People laugh at that, but when you know how to scalp trade on leverage, guys, almost everything pulls back, right? Most projects, according to Grok, like 95% of all projects that pump more than like 90% in a day come back hard within 3.5, 4 days. But most of them come back the first day. So, if you know how to short and something's pumping, especially when everything else is red, guys, the odds are like 90% in your favor. But anyway, if you want to learn how to short, I have a special for $250. And guess what, guys? It comes with 5 months of my inner circle where I call out a lot of my shorting calls. So basically, you're getting the inner circle for free. It's a $250 value. I want to build the biggest shorting community on the planet with the most knowledge. And guys, when the bear market gets here, you're going to be glad you knew how to short. Now, also, if you need someone to look at your portfolio, I have a crypto course. Both courses come with a Zoom call. And in the portfolio course, it's 17 videos. Short course, it has 13 videos. But we go through your portfolio. I answer all the questions about how to dollar cost average in and out, how to get a game plan to take profits, how to compare projects, market cap, tokenomics, everything you need to get a good game plan. Because, guys, I'm still extremely bullish, but time is running out for this cycle. And even if it's extended, 99.9% of these tokens are going to crash, and most are going to crash just like every historical cycle. They're going to crash like 90%. So if you need some help with your portfolio or want to learn to short, reach out. If you have an interest in my inner circle, reach out as well. Now, that being said, guys, whether you have an interest of any of that or not, do yourself a favor, get some non-biased research. Most people can't even tell you who the competition is on Wall Street with whatever token you're looking at, whether it's ICP, Quant, XRP, XLM. Guys, the big boys have the tech. They're still harping on stuff like instant settlement. Instant settlement will be 100% in every bank. It's already getting there because of the regulation. They've just been waiting. Cross-border payments, right? Bridge assets. That's all fading and fading and fading. Why? Because of the risk. Circle has instant settlement, no fees, a Flywheel to feed its stock, right? Because you can't invest in Circle as a coin, but it's already taking out the bridge need. People don't want to talk about that. They still talk about some of these projects of 5 years ago. Guys, this tech is moving so fast. Most of them are going to be obsolete and disappear, I would say, before the next bull run starts. And again, guys, 90% of all projects never hit a new all-time high in its second bull run because of tokenomics. I could list out a lot of tokens that validate that, but people don't want to hear it. I've made many videos, but guys, I play the probabilities. I will never sell my Bitcoin, and I will never not sell my altcoin in a cycle until maybe in the future cycles go away. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you looking to invest in World Liberty or Plasma? And then hit the like button and come back and be part of this community. Guys, I'm really bullish, but remember, if you don't take profits, you will become the profits. And I say that with love. Take care, guys, and happy Labor Day.